Hello everyone, this is my run on Kalgur's Lost Chapters. Now I did pull and I did max out Kalgur, but I thought I'd start off first with a bronze Kalgur carry to help those that decided to skip Kalgur. So this is going to be the ticket mission run where Kalgur doesn't have anything. I remove every single thing he has, and it did actually pose a little bit of a challenge because in a bronze Kalgur run, Kalgur starts with no buffs, assuming that you don't have his EX, which means that he also starts last in the party because he doesn't benefit from buff speed up passive. So a little bit of adjustment had to be done over a couple of runs to come to this point, but I will of course walk you guys through it so that you don't have to go through the same pain that I did. First off, you want Ares to start first, and you can easily get the ideal starting turn order simply by removing buff speed up from Estos. For this to work, I would recommend to get the Red U2 Crystal passive. This way I can fit in BT Plus and Prayer of Cetra, but if you don't have the Red Crystal passive, what you instead want to do is instead use one healing ring with Ares, use both the Rain's Call, and then end Ares turn with BT Plus instead. You must have Ares BT Plus up. The initial turn warp and the helical dive that they do will kill you. However, I got protected because Ares' gold buff was up, so that guarantees survival on the first turn warp. Likewise, when Kalgur gets a turn, Kalgur doesn't need the Red Crystal U2 passive as well, so what you want to do is just quickly use the Setzer base call to land 3 turn freeze Joker. One important note, you must do the Setzer base call after the boss hits 20% force gauge. The extra turns actually help quite a bit because I'm actually just wasting actions. The whole idea is to actually just allow the boss to hit 100% force time, doesn't matter whatsoever. But the double actions from Kalgur really isn't necessary, so if you don't have any U2 crystal passive, just have him use S1 or S2. Either one is fine, doesn't really matter what Kalgur does, his damage is inconsequential. Finally, coming to Estos' turn. Estos doesn't really need a turn here as well, but obviously you can't avoid him getting a turn, so what I did is just use double LD with him. On hindsight, this also means that Estos himself doesn't need the Red Crystal U2 passive, so although I did have U2 passives equipped in this fight, I am fairly sure that you could do the same run without the U2 passives. The only adjustment that you probably need is the start with Ares, as I mentioned earlier. This means though that Ares BT is mandatory. The gold frame buff is key to protect yourself from the first turn warp and helical dive. Finally, we are back on Ares' turn. Here you want to charge the rest of the force gauge. You will run out of the Rain's Call aura and you will run out of the gold buff, but they have served their purpose and you no longer need them. Now I pass Ares' turn using Prayer of Cetra. That's really just to keep the turn count low. If you're not too fast about turn count, it is actually better to end her turn using Seal Evil instead. Another of Kalgur's turn, so just have him use whatever to end his turn. Bosses get one turn here, and normally Helical Dive Plus will kill you even if you have the gold frame buff up because it ignores damage mitigation. That was the whole point of having the Setzer base call. The freeze Joker is there only to prevent dying from this attack. Estos finally gets his turn, and this is where we enter into force time. To able to fit in every single action here, what I did is use the Lunar Freya LD call on Estos. This gives you 3 consecutive turns. The first of which you use is FR to enter force time, the second is actually BT plus, and then you actually want to pop summon before ending Estos' turn.
全てを計測する
The only point of summon is really just to allow you to complete setup and enter BT mode before the bosses get another turn, because by this point you are also out of freeze joker, so the next time the bosses get their turn they will kill you. It is also nice popping summon here because it actually also keeps the turn count low. Not to forget that Ares will be spamming her FR echoes, and that normally increases the turn count, so doing it inside summon mode is also an extra bonus where I can keep this to a 4 turn run. Now Ares gets 2 consecutive turns. I think using EX is actually a mistake. What you probably want to do is use Seal Evil and then 2 FRs and then Seal Evil again. The EX buff really isn't needed, and Seal Evil will do more damage because it also has the additional follow-up attack as well. Helga gets another turn, so have him do whatever. Obviously if you have Helga's echoes, using his echoes here would be ideal, but then this wouldn't be a bronze Helga run anymore. Estos enters BT mode with 6 turns of force time remaining, which is ideal. Take note though that he only has 5 turns of BT aura remaining, so what you want to do is save his echoes for last. So I start off with his EX instead. Here I think I made a small mistake where I used his S1 on the boss with 36% HP remaining. The thinking I had was I can then save his harder hitting S1 for the boss with more HP, but it did so much damage that this actually killed the boss, so I wasted a little bit of damage potential because this means that his echoes deals less damage. Since there's only one boss remaining in the field, but I guess it doesn't really matter too much at this point. Boss is dead. Boom. 489 million damage. It would have been 500 million HP damage if I changed the order of attacks a bit and the echoes affected 2 enemies, which is insane because the enemies only has 500 million HP total anyway. Anyway, that's it for this run. As always, if the video has been helpful, do leave a like, comment and subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I will see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!